What is up, guys? Okay, so make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video because I have a really big announcement that's really exciting and it has to do with like the rest of the week and the rest of forever. But anyways, I tweeted out and I said, hey guys, I'm gonna do a story time. And so without further ado, this is the time that I made my boss cry. Now if you watch my videos, you know that I'm a nice person. I go out of my way to make people feel good. It's kind of like, I don't know, I just really like being nice to people. But science tells us that every action has an equal and opposite reaction, so of course I have bad days. I have days where I just wake up and I'm just angry, and I'm just mad. Take all the days that I'm nice, and then find their polar opposite and throw it right into one day, and that's the day that I'm usually my angriest or my meanest, which, I mean, I hate to admit it, but there are days that I am mean. It used to happen a lot more frequently, but the past year or so, I haven't really had any times when I was really angry for no reason. So, back in time, I used to work as a server at a restaurant. I'm not gonna say the name of the restaurant. It's fine. If you know me, you know what restaurant. If not, whatever. But I used to be a server, okay? And this was back when I had my ears pierced because, well, you know, that was cool at the time, having ear piercings, which I really regret. I just wish I didn't have this hole in my ear. It gets really annoying and I feel it and it feels like there's a lump under the skin. It's real gross. But yeah, so I used to have my ears pierced and I used to wear earrings. And so one day I am at work and I was our main closer, so I would close down everything at night. And so I would come in the evening around 5 or so. It'd be like after school. I would come in, I'd work a shift being a server, and then I'd close everything, and that was my job. I was like the main person who did it. And generally, like after like 8 p.m., it would be just me. So I was there and I was doing my thing and I was serving and I had just left my earrings in because I had left school and I didn't think twice about it. Like, I wore my earrings all the time. What's the point? I don't care, whatever. And now, generally speaking, I did not wear them to work because I usually had time where I would just take them out and be like, whatever, I don't need them. They're annoying, whatever. And so this day I just happened to leave them in and I was like, okay, whatever, gotta go to work. Didn't even think about it. They did not cross my mind. I went to work, started doing my server thing. Now, to set the scene, there were two like big managers that were like super in charge and like the boss, but then there were like 3 other managers that were just shift leads kind of, and they were like working to become managers. And so that night I was closing with one of the shift leads. I'm not gonna say the name of the person because that's unprofessional, but she was really rude. She would just be really annoying and take things too seriously, and you know, if you've ever worked a job, that there's just people who take the job way too seriously and you just want to tell them like it's just a restaurant, like there's not that much going on, you're not saving lives, it's okay. People are gonna either come and like it or not. So anyways, I'm working that night and me and her just don't get along, so I kind of avoid her because I'm not the type of person to be like in your face like, I don't like you, you suck. I'll just like avoid you and do my own thing, and if I have to talk to you, I will. So that's what I was doing, and I was just minding my own business, and she comes up to me and it's like been like 4 hours since I got in, so I've been working the whole night and just doing my thing, and she comes up to me, she's like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I'm like, sure, whatever. You're technically my boss, might as well give you the benefit of the doubt. So we like step in a corner and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to take those earrings out. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm wearing them. And she was like, yeah, I need you to take them out. But as I'm talking to her, I noticed that she has these 2 very dangly, like fish trout earrings. They were so tacky, but they were like a piece of bait or a buoy or something, and then a fish. And they were like wood and dangly. And like, obviously they're really distracting, and they're gonna be much more distracting than my like cliche fuckboy studs, okay? Like, I could see how if my earrings were super distracting, it would be inappropriate to have them in front of a customer. That would make sense, but it was just a little stud, and so I didn't see a problem. I didn't want to take them out because I was always really bad about taking them out and it hurt, and so I just didn't want to take it out because I didn't want to have to deal with it later. And so I was like, no. And if you know me, you know I'm not the type of person to tell people no because it's just not my personality type. But I said no, and she was like, what? And I was like, you're friggin' wearing these stupid dangly earrings. I didn't call them stupid because I'm not gonna insult her, but they were so fucking stupid. And I was like, you're wearing these dangly earrings. I'm not taking mine out. That's so sexist. That's completely unnecessary. You're just making me take them out because I'm a dude. And she was like, oh, and walks away. I thought it was the end of it. I went about my business, whatever. I was kind of mad because I was like, this is stupid. I can't believe that she would have the audacity to come up to me and tell me this stuff. It's so dumb and unnecessary. I'm just trying to do my job and get out. I've already been here 4 hours. I don't need this. What's going on? And so I think it's over. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna go on with my night. I go back to whatever I was doing, probably pulling the trash or like emptying out a tea can or something. I don't know. So I get on with my day and I'm walking around doing my own thing, finishing, getting ready to close, doing my pre-close ritual. And I notice that I'm very keen to reading people, and so I noticed that she's very like weird, distant, and hesitant to like interact with me from this point on. And I'm like, it's probably just because I like snapped at her. Whatever, I need to watch my temper. Today's clearly a bad day. Whatever. She doesn't interact with me the rest of the night, and so everything is fine. We get ready to close and I do all my closing stuff and then I'm ready to go. And I'm talking to one of my friends who works there, and then as I'm walking out of the door, my manager comes up to me and she's like, hey, I just want you to know that like I was gonna send you home after you gave me that remark, but I couldn't because you were the only person here. And I was like, excuse me, what? And she was like, yeah, I was gonna send you home because of the way you talked to me with the earrings. And I was like, no you weren't. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna send me home. I'm like the main closer, that's ridiculous. And she's like, yeah, I would've, I'm going to write you up and I'm gonna leave the slip for the boss. And the boss liked me, and so I was like, this is ridiculous, like what are you talking about? I was like, you're not gonna do that, that's completely stupid, you're just being annoying and sexist. And I kinda tore into her, not super rude, but she, like the whole time I was standing there very like firmly because I knew like this whole situation is really stupid and she's making a way bigger deal out of it than anything else. I could understand if like a customer had been like, yo, this kid's earrings really are just destroying my meal. I can't eat as long as that boy has earrings in. But nothing like that happened, and so I was like, this is so stupid, what are you doing? And all of a sudden, she starts shaking, and I'm like, oh god, what's happening? And then, like, I see in her eyes start watering, and she starts doing the whole, like, you know, the whole blinking, trying not to cry thing, and I'm like, oh god. And I'm like, listen, seriously, it's not that big of a deal. I don't care, it's fine. I understand that you, for some reason, thought it was stupid for me to be wearing my earrings, and I just, at this point, I just want to go home. It's like 11 and it's a school night and this woman is crying in front of me, and she, I don't deal with people crying. I just don't have that in me. It's not my forte. If people start crying, I'm like, okay, either A, I need to be able to help, or B, I just gotta go. And so she starts like crying and she's like, I'm just trying to do my best. Like, I'm just trying to be a manager and I don't understand why it's so hard. I'm gonna like leave this write-up for you tomorrow. I'm like, no, you're not gonna do that. And she's like confused now because I'm like telling her what to do and she's technically in charge of me. But then she's also crying, and so it's like, it's a big mess, and she goes from like almost crying to like sobbing in front of me, and I'm like, this is too awkward. And I go, listen, I'm gonna go and we'll deal with this in the future. And she's like crying and crying, and then she like goes inside to lock up the store, and then I walk up to my friend and I'm like, that was the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. I love when my recording just stops, you know, after 10 minutes. It's great. Anyways, yeah, so she started crying in front of me. It was kind of ridiculous. Like, she's a grown woman and she's like ex-military and she's crying in front of me. I'm sorry, but no. Don't get upset over wanting to write me up, but you can't. That's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, so that is the time that I made my boss cry. Yeah. Alright, so in the beginning of this video I said that there was a big announcement, so I'm gonna go ahead and announce it now. I launched a vlog channel earlier this week. It's called Zach Casual. Act casual, Zach Casual. It's funny. I like it. Anyways, this weekend I'm going to Dallas to do a photo shoot with Joe and Andrew and a bunch of other people, so look forward to that. I'm going to be vlogging the whole time. I'm going to try to be doing a weekly vlog from here on out. I know I kept saying that and I was going to upload it to my main channel, but I'm not. I'm going to actually upload it to that channel, which I will link like right here in this little area. So yeah, click that. Go subscribe. It'll be awesome. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be sick. Zach Casual. Zach Casual. Zach Casual. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up for crying ex-military boss ladies with dangly fish trout earrings that are real tacky. Yeah, yeah. Also comment below if you've ever had an experience like that at work or any experience with like making people cry because you're standing up for yourself and they're ridiculous. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't already, and yeah, that's all I got, and I will see you guys next Thursday. Unless you follow my vlog channel. Zach Casual, goodbye.